Welcome to the April 2014 episode of Iowa City in Focus. I'm your host, Mary Bryant. Now, spring is here and the snow and ice have melted, revealing damage done to Iowa City's streets by the harsh winter. On this month's episode, I'll talk to Brian Michael, senior maintenance worker for the City of Iowa City Streets Department, about the work he and the streets crews are doing to patch up potholes and clean up the streets. And it may be spring, but the Iowa City Farmers Market at Chauncey Swan Parking Ramp won't start until May. Until then, satisfy your need for local products and fresh produce at the Winter Farmers Market. Stay tuned. Today I am visiting with Brian Michael, a senior maintenance worker for the City of Iowa City Streets Department. Brian, tell me what happened this winter that there are so many potholes everywhere.
Cold, wetness gets in the cracks of the streets, freezing and thawing. It spalds out holes periodically. The condition of the street, for instance, this pothole here, this street has been overlaid with 2 or 3 inches of asphalt, and it's deteriorating, getting old, and it just, when the freeze and the thaw, the water gets under there, and it just makes it come out.
Okay, and this was a pretty bad winter. Did you find that there were more potholes than usual?
I think because of day one, since we had snow, we really didn't get any time in between snows to patch them. So yes, it appears like there's more potholes and they're everywhere, but it just got nice 2 or 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden, boom, you got potholes all over town. Where in most winters, you get a snow, and maybe 2 or 3 days later, it'll get into the 30s and you'll have a couple nice days to fix them. But we didn't have time to fix them this winter.
So they all collected into right now.
Pretty much.
Okay, so tell me, how do you fill a pothole?
Well, you first of all, you find one, which that's no problem. Try to clean it out best as possible, and we have what is called cold mix, which is asphalt, and shovel it in there, tamp it down, and hope it stays. Some of them will stay, some of them we'll have to redo when the weather gets nicer with hot mix. But the ones that do stay usually are not a problem, and we'll leave them alone.
Tell me about hot mix. What's the difference? What happens with that?
Hot mix is, there again, hot mix is not available this time of the year. But when it is, the hot mix is real hot. I don't know what the temperature is, but as it cools down, it gets hard. This cold mix always stays pliable and soft. So we just work out of the back of a flatbed truck. We usually run 3 crews until they get caught up, and then we can go down to 1 crew. But pretty much in all, it'll take a while to get them all fixed.
So what else is the streets department having to respond to as far as the condition of the streets? Is there sand left over from?
Actually, sand left over, and the conditions the last week or so have been warm enough where we've been running the street sweepers. There's areas where sod has gotten plowed up from the trucks that we try to clean up periodically, best we can. There might be broken chunks of curb laying here and there that we pick up. But yeah, these next several months, the street sweepers will be running definitely harder. Because of the salt shortage, we had to use more sand this winter, so in the long run, there's more sand to clean up.
Sitting there. So are potholes about the worst that the winter can do to the streets, or are there worse things? I've heard of frost boils.
We do run into a few frost boils, but keep in mind the frost boil will pretty much only happen on a gravel road and where we've oiled and chipped, which would be just a thin layer over the years of built up of asphalt, and the frost heaves the gravel up and just spalds and makes that top inch or so just crumble into nothing. And we did have one pier that we had to set some cones on the other day, so we could go take a look at that if you would like.
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay, follow me.
I'll continue my conversation with Brian in a moment, but now it's time for a bit of news you can use. Iowa City's seasonal yard waste stickers are now available for purchase. A yard waste sticker, placed on a residential refuse container designated for yard waste only, is an alternative to the city's paper yard waste bags. Stickers may be purchased at the City Hall Revenue Desk, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., or on the city's website at www.iowa-city.org/icgov/store. You can also purchase stickers by phone at 319-356-5066 or by mail at the address on screen. Have you been to the Winter Farmers Market out at the Iowa City Marketplace yet? It's not too late, as the market will run all the way to the end of April. Check it out.
Today we're at the Winter Farmers Market at Sycamore Mall, the Iowa City Marketplace, which has been meeting every Saturday over the winter from 10 to 1. So it's our first year as a winter market every week, and I think it's gone really well. We've had a good turnout of vendors. Every week there's been at least around 15, and it seems like customers enjoy coming out to the mall to see it. So I'm excited. I think it was a success this first year.
I really enjoy it. It's a nice little market. I mean, it's going to grow, but it's a real nice market.
I actually really like it. It's a nice spot to come, and a lot of people walk around indoors, get out of the cold, and it's still nice to be able to come and interact with the people, who we're used to seeing all summer long. Now we can do that all winter long too. So it's a nice way to stay connected with everybody.
I really like to have a place to go. And during the winter, it's very hard, obviously, to get somewhere. And I understand that it's also hard for customers. So, like on snowy days, nobody expects anybody to come. But of course, on nice days where we can get out and do something instead of being stuck at home, it's awesome.
One thing that's been nice about being in this location is they often run other events, sometimes concurrently with the farmers market. So, for example, a few weeks ago there was a great book sale which brought a lot of people, and I went over there and bought a bunch of books too. They often have groups like, I think the Girl Scouts are here today, or little groups like that are something's always going on, which is nice because that means people are coming for lots of reasons to the same place, and they might stop and buy pasta, so it's good. It's good for everybody, I think.
Best aspect I think about a winter market is, well, like us, we still can get in local nice lettuce and vegetables out, and you can't get that in the wintertime anywhere unless you have to go to the store, which is probably shipped in about 3,000 miles or so. So it's just nice to have local here for everybody else to have.
The food that people come here to get basically is to supplement the food they have at the store. So they can get things like herbs and spices. Also there are things that are year-round, like pasta, honey, spices, soups, lots of crafts.
We have some produce today. There are onions, carrots, garlic, potatoes. We have some greens now that it's getting a little bit nicer outside. There's dried pastas, candles, egg rolls. We have some chocolates and crafts like purses and jewelry. Being inside has a lot of advantages, and there's a really nice community over here. It's been fun to get to know the other vendors in the mall, the store owners, and people that are just shopping around or mall walking, people that come to the movies. So it's a nice neighborhood to be in, and we're excited to have it over here. This summer we're going to have a market at Sycamore Mall outside in the parking lot again. So Tuesday nights from 3 to 6 we'll still be at the mall every week.
Check out www.icgov.org/farmersmarket for information on the Winter Farmers Market, which will continue to be held throughout April on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Iowa City Marketplace. You can also find information there about the summer markets, which will start the first week of May. Now let's return to my conversation with Brian Michael out on the streets of Iowa City.
This was the area we were talking about. This is a portion of Taft Avenue. It is in the city limits. This section of road probably used to be a gravel road, I'm assuming. I don't know the history of it. Little bit different conditions out here. This is an oiled and chipped surface, which, for instance, this summer, now I don't know if it'll be this summer or not, but summers prior, when it's nice and hot, they'll spray this road with oil, and then they'll spread 3/8 chips on it, which is a real small rock. That'll keep you from getting the oil on your tires. And as you can see, this is a piece of it over the years. You might only build up 1/4 of an inch at a time, so it's not 2, 3, 4 inches thick like most of the streets that are overlaid in Iowa City. So a little bit different conditions.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I can see like a separate layer right here, and
Yep.
then it looks more
thin
like,
layer of oil, and then through the summer, that heat and the road, people driving on it will pack them rock chips in there, and that's what basically this is. This area here, I don't know if it's a true frost boil or not, because there's definitely still several feet of frost in the ground, but when the roads start to thaw out and they get soft, they get mushy. Beyond the inch of stuff here, that's just, you could dig down there, that's just going to be loose and gravel. We can't get nothing to stick to it.
because it started gravel and just
Yep.
thin layers got put on top
Yep,
of it over
but
the
once
years.
the frost goes out of the ground and everything gets dried out, it'll firm up and we'll be able to get it shaped back up. I'm assuming sometime this spring they'll probably put an embargo on this road to keep the big heavy trucks off of it so it doesn't get all mashed up. But this is something that we can't really fix right now, because if we put our cold mix in here, it wouldn't hold up.
It just kind of get
Yep,
mashed all
just-
around
yep,
everywhere.
Yep. So as you can see, we put a couple road cones on here and we'll try to get by until we can do something with it.
So what can drivers, people using the road, do to help the city as it's in the process of trying to fix up these trouble spots?
If they see something, by all means, get a hold of the street department, because we don't drive around all areas of town. We don't know where the holes are. So we do rely on the public to let us know where they're at. And if they see us working, you know, slow down, be a little courteous, because it is dangerous out here.
Is there a program or service provided by the City of Iowa City that you would like to hear more about? Send us an email at info@citychannel4.com and let us know. Get out your calendar. April is full of Earth Month events. Eco Iowa City presents Minimizing Stuff, Maximizing Health and Happiness on Wednesday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. at the East Side Recycling Center. There's a community repair fair on Saturday, April 5th at the East Side Recycling Center. The workshop is at 10 a.m. and the repair fair is from noon to 5 p.m. An Iowa City stormwater cleanup will be held on April 6th at noon, weather permitting, behind the Robert A. Lee Recreation Center. Sign up to volunteer via the City of Iowa City Stormwater Volunteer Opportunities Facebook page. Eco Iowa City presents Stuff and the Environment on Wednesday, April 16th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Iowa City Public Library. Pharmaceutical and Sharps collections will be held at the Johnson County Administration Building on Wednesday, April 23rd from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. At Towncrest Pharmacy on Thursday, April 24th from 4 to 6 p.m. And at the East Side Recycling Center on Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to noon. And Eco Iowa City presents a book discussion on The Big Thirst, Secret Life and Turbulent Future of Water by Charles Fishman at the North Liberty Public Library on Tuesday, April 29th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. There are more environmental events going on in April than we could present here. For a list of more events going on in the community, visit www.icgov.org/Earth Day. You'll find film screenings, concerts, plant sales, performances and workshops for children, work and cleanup days, and more. You can watch all of these segments again by visiting citychannel4.com/video or by turning to Channel 5 and calling in to Video on Demand. While you're there, check out some of our past shows. Also, if you like us on Facebook, you can receive updates about other City Channel 4 programs you may enjoy. Find us there at facebook.com/citychannel4. Did you know that new episodes of Taste of Mercy are now playing on City Channel 4? Chef Ron Hall and dietitian Nancy Carlisle of Mercy Hospital show you how to make healthy dishes the whole family will enjoy. Check out citychannel4.com/TV to view upcoming playtimes. Happy Earth Month! And thanks for watching this month's episode and keeping Iowa City in focus. You're watching City Channel 4. On TV, online, on demand, on Facebook, and now on the go on your mobile device.